Hi guys, today we are going to study about the topic firewall. Okay, so now let me know you the topics which are being covered in this presentation. The first one is history of firewall. Second is what is firewall. The definition of firewall is being covered in this topic. Next one is types of firewall, that in which parts the firewall is divided. Next one is firewall rules, that the rules of firewall which on which the firewall works. Next one is what can and can't a firewall do. Okay, and the last but not the least is hardware versus software firewall, that what is actually hardware firewall and software firewall. So our first topic is the history of firewall. The term firewall originally meant a wall to configure a fire or potential fire within a building. Later uses refer to similar structures such as the metal sheet separating the engine compartment of a vehicle or aircraft from the passenger compartment. Firewall technology emerged in late 1980s when the internet was a fairly new technology in terms of its global use and connectivity. The predecessors to firewalls for network security were the routers used in the late 1980s to separate networks from one another. So in this slide, I am going to tell you about firewall. A firewall is an integrated collection of security measures designed to prevent unauthorized electronic access to a network computer system. You can easily compare a firewall to any guard who is standing outside your college gate, your jewelry shop or any mall, etc. Okay, so what does a guard do? The firewall do the same, because what does a guard do is like he checks out that the person who is entering into the college gate or to the jewelry shop or to any mall, that the person is not fake, not a wrong person. Okay, so it checks out that. So like the guard does filtering out the person, between it separates out the person that should go inside the organization or in the building of your college. So like that only the firewall do the same. Okay, so a firewall is a device installed between the internal network of an organization and the rest of the internet, and it is designed to forward some packets and filter others. Okay, so it does filter out the packets which are not authorized for the network or for your computer. For example, a firewall may filter all incoming packets designed for a specific host or a specific server such as HTTP. A firewall can be denying access to a specific host or a specific server in the organization. Okay. So now this is the picture which is showing that how the firewall works. Okay. There are two computers. One you can assume a client and one you can assume a server. Okay, the internet is between them. Okay, there is an outside network and a DMSZ network. Okay, and the inside network. Then how they are communicating and the firewall is working between them is showing in this picture. Okay, the wall in red is the firewall. Okay, which is debarring the packets or the wrong things which can be sent to the client and the server. Okay, so it is resisting that packets which are not authorized for the network or the computer. Okay, next slide is about the network firewall. A network firewall is similar to firewalls in building construction because in both cases they are intended to isolate one network or compartment from another. Okay, one another. It is used to prevent unauthorized programs or internet users from accessing a private network or a single computer. This is the picture showing that the private network and public network is isolated by the firewall. Okay. Now the types of firewall. We have three types of firewalls, that is packet filtering firewall, application level gateway and circuit level gateway. Okay. Now we have packet filtering firewalls. They are simplest and they use transport layer information only, like IP source address, destination address, protocol like TCP, UDP, ICMP, etc. And then the TCP or UDP source and destination ports, TCP flags like SYN, acknowledgement, finish, restart, push, etc. Okay, and ICMP message type. So this uses only transport layer information. For example, DNS uses port 53 only. Okay, so it does filtering with incoming or outgoing interfaces and permits or denies certain services. Okay, next one is application level filtering. It has full access to protocol. Okay, it requests service from proxy. The proxy validates request as legal, and then the action request and returns result to user. It needs separate proxies for each service. For example, SMTP, like email, on emailing. Okay, NNTP, DNS, NTP, custom service generally not supported in application level filtering. Okay, this is the picture which is showing that how application level gateway or application level filtering is being done. Okay, so this is the application. You can see the application level gateway. It has telnet, FTP, SMTP, and HTTP, and the outside host and inside host are communicating, and the application level filtering will be done between them, between the data they are sending. Okay, so this is the picture explaining application level gateway or application level filtering. Now we have firewall, which is circuit level gateway. Okay, so you can see in the picture you have circuit level gateway. Inside them there is an in and out connection between the gateway, and you can see an outside host and an inside host, an outside connection and an inside connection. When they will be communicating, that outside host and inside host will be communicating between each other, then the circuit level gateway will come into action, and if any unauthorized thing will be seen in the communication, they will come into action and take the action and filter that packets or data. Okay, now we have firewall rules. First one is allow traffic that flows automatically because it has been deemed. Okay, second one is block traffic that is blocked because it has been deemed dangerous to your computer. Third one is ask the user whether or not the traffic is allowed to pass through. So these are the rules: allow, block, and ask, which are being followed by firewall to work. Okay, what can a firewall do is being covered in this present slide. Focus for security decisions, that is, it stop hackers from accessing your computer. Second one is scan enforce security policy, that is, it protects your personal information. Third one is limits your exposure, that is, it blocks pop-up ads and certain cookies. Okay, so now you can assume that how firewall is helpful to you. Okay, fourth one is can log internet activity efficiently, that is, it determines which programs can access the internet. Okay, the previous slide was about that what can firewall do. These are some other functions which firewall can do. Okay, firewall need to be able to perform the following tasks. First one is packet inspection, that is, the packet is correct or not, it is inspected by the firewall only. Okay, if the packet is not correct, it will not send it to the network or your computer. Okay, second one is connections and state, it checks the connections and state as correct. Third one is stateful packet inspection. Fourth one is firewalls authenticate access, firewalls act as an intermediary, and sixth is firewall protect resources. That what can't a firewall do? So there are also limitations with the advantages. So there are, it can protect you against malicious insiders, it can't protect you against the connections that go through it, it can't protect against completely new threats, and it can't protect against viruses. They are the disadvantages of firewall. So yeah, now we have hardware versus software firewalls. Hardware firewalls protect an entire network, implemented on the router level, usually more expensive, harder to configure. So we have hardware firewalls which we can establish to protect our network or our computers. Okay. Next we have software firewalls, protect a single computer, usually less expensive and easier to configure. Okay. So software firewalls are less expensive and easier to configure than hardware firewalls. Next is what firewall protects you from. When you remotely log in into a system, then the firewall can protect you. Next is SMTP session hijacking. In SMTP session hijacking, the firewall protects you from hijacking. Okay. Next is operating system bugs, in spam things, in email bombs, and in source routing. So these are the places in which the firewall can protect you. Okay. So here is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much.